Hey, Bello.
Henry! Oh, I like it. It sounds tough and rugged. It's like, oh, look out, here comes hardware.
Look out, Shella.
This is the second time in a row I've reviewed an Illumination movie for the channel. I'm not beating the slop allegations. The Minions.
What a concept.
These yellow pills have dominated pop culture for years now, and I can't really tell if it's the greatest thing to happen on Earth or the scariest. With the release of Minions and Monsters, the 7th entry of this franchise, dear god, I thought it would be fun to go over the odd state of this property and give a review of the latest film that features a green cum-stain voiced by Eric Hartman.
What's up, Jew?
Illumination seriously had a lightning in a bottle situation when it came to the first Despicable Me film back in 2010. Absolutely nobody knew that this simple family flick would spawn arguably one of the biggest film franchises ever, grossing over $543 million worldwide and winning over the hearts of anyone who saw it. It was quickly becoming a huge hit for Universal. Everyone's already said this to death, but it still remains true that this is in fact Illumination's best film to date. Nothing amazing or groundbreaking, but it's an incredibly charming film with a ton of heart put into it. Likeable cast of characters with a ton of chemistry and great performances. Humor that still holds up to this day.
Why are you so old? Okay.
A simple package, but it ends up delivering on its fun premise. Now, what if we had that, but this time put El Macho in it, then bam, you got Despicable Me too.
Wow, wow.
This one's pretty fun, honestly. Definitely feels way messier and off the walls compared to the simple first one, but I don't know, man, the charm is still here. I like the inclusion of Lucy. Minions are still utilized in a fun way. Animation is still consistent and nice. I don't know, I really don't see the hate towards this one.
Doesn't change the fact that I think this movie fucking sucks. It is like Driftwood. Wanted to steal the moon and take advantage of children.
This one made $970 million worldwide, so it was clear by now that this was Universal's next big cash cow. I wonder what's the next big step for this franchise. Oh, wow. By 2015, the Minions were just unavoidable. These guys were everywhere. Merchandise galore, theme park tie-ins, and especially online and meme culture. Just look at this shit. You're looking at pure art. And with the release of the solo Minions film, it just added more fuel to the fire. The kitchen is in fucking flames. Somebody's gotta put this shit out. It was kind of just the norm for everyone to despise the Minions by now, so that's probably why this movie was so panned by many critics.
I'm trying to avoid any sort of contact with my eyes with this thing.
Like, this was 2015's version of the Emoji Movie. If you stated anything positive about this, you would have been burned at the stake. But guys, I'm gonna be real. I think the older you get, the more you end up finding the Minions enjoyable characters. Rewatching this film made me truly realize this, because when their slapstick moments hit, they honestly do end up getting a chuckle out of me. The trio of Bob, Kevin, and Stuart honestly have really solid chemistry with each other. I'm surprised how much I ended up enjoying these guys more on rewatch. The film still isn't very good. The pacing sucks. It's way too fast while trying to cram in so much shit that ends up making the film feel very bloated. But honestly, I think the Minions work a lot better in spin-off films rather than they do in the Despicable Me sequels after 2. Going back to Despicable Me, since I brought it up, Despicable Me 3 came out in 2017. It's really fucking bad. There's like 5 subplots here, and none of them are entertaining or engaging in the slightest. The Trey Parker villain, I'm not fucking saying his name, is awful. His whole character is just, remember the 80s? Son of a Betamax. He's barely even a threat here. He has like 3 scenes before the 3rd act. I cannot stand him. They try to set up a decently interesting arc for Gru when Drew pressures him to returning to his evil roots, but it's completely thrown out the window because we need time for the epic dance battle ending.
It is unlike Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong.
But whatever, it made $1 billion anyways. This Despicable Me train ain't stopping anytime soon. Yay. 3 years afterwards, we got the first trailer for Rise of Gru, the 2nd entry in the Minions franchise. Now, this is a film that definitely released on July 2020. Nothing bad happened in 2020, and everyone definitely showed up to a movie theater to watch this film in the year of our Lord and Savior 2020.
We're in the middle of a global pandemic.
Okay, I hate to break it to you, but COVID has been over for like years.
Damn it! What am I gonna do with all this canned meat?
This film was a complete phenomenon for a while, and with the 5-year gap between this and Despicable Me 3, it was clear that the Minions were still attracting people to the theaters. The Minion hatred era was kinda dead at this point, so everyone just seemed to fuck with these guys again. Now, I'ma be real, this is probably my least favorite Minions film of the trilogy. Is that honestly a hot take? Is this a heated debate in the 3rd grade lunch table? What is this? I don't know, man, this one's super messy. Yeah, it's got some fun moments here and there, and the 3rd act is so dumb, I kinda love it, but the first 2 acts are just kinda boring, and in my opinion, I really don't care about the Gru stuff in this film. He's just really uninteresting in my eyes in this one. I don't know, I kinda just enjoy the Gru stuff when it's a Despicable Me film. Whenever we cut back to him and Wild Knuckles, I'm just patiently awaiting to get back to the Minion shit. I'm 5 years old. Despicable Me fucking 4. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, I think this is genuinely one of the worst mainstream animated films in a long while. It is absolutely bottom of the barrel baby slop. It is awful. A total of fucking 7 side plots that are all unfunny and the most boring shit in this franchise. The animation here is so weird and cheap looking. I can't put my finger on what makes it look so much worse than any of the previous films, but it's so noticeable how clean and boring everything looks. It looks like they babyfied it. This is some shit that would pass as a Nick Jr. show.
Time to play with Nick Jr. When kids hang out with the grip.
You hire a fun actor like Will Ferrell in this, and you cast him in the most annoying piece of shit villain. I need this dude's skull caved in. He does fucking nothing. His design is atrocious. I have felt more threatened by the random clown that shows up to terrorize the minions and minions. I'm like, this is awful. I hate the trope in animated movies where the main character fucks and suddenly has a new kid, and the whole plot centers around it because we need haha wacky silly baby shenanigans. Fucking Angry Birds 3 is doing this shit too. Seriously, it is 2026, we're still relying on this stuff.
Ryan Gosling?
Everyone is just insufferable here. I cannot stand any of them. There's so much more shit that you could do with this property and characters, but nope. It's another story about a rival from the past returning to torment Gru, and guess what? He's doing absolutely nothing for the entire film till the last 10 minutes or so. Everything is so nauseating and exhausting here. Not even the minions could save this. Their mega minion side plot leads to nothing. This is only made to fucking capitalize on the fact that they have superhero minions on the film. What about we age up the girls? That could lead to some interesting— Nope, they're stuck in their ages forever. They don't age. Junior's gonna be an infant till the sun explodes. The Despicable Me property outside of the minions has genuinely become so dry now. It drives me insane. I know these are kids movies, but I don't know, I expect more than actual slop when you guys clearly can show you guys can make a good movie once in a while. And oh my god, the ending. The fucking ending. They're seriously trying to nostalgia bait the Despicable Me franchise. This is not working. Nobody in the theater is over here clapping to the Vicious 6 cameo. Stop doing this. Half of these fuckers should be dead by now, but nope, aging is not a thing in this universe. Whatever, this movie is actual slop. It needs to rot in hell. I've spent way too much time talking about it. We need to move on. Now we've arrived to Minions and Monsters, the newest entry of the franchise. This one has had a pretty interesting build up to it. For starters, this was slated for a release date of June 30th, 2027. It's clear that this did not happen. Instead, it was swapped with Shrek 5's release date of July 1st, 2026, which is really funny because was this film just finished really early and they were like, fuck it, we gotta delay Gingy twerking since we need the world to see Minions beforehand. So yeah, this project remained relatively quiet for a good while until one day in October, the entire audio of Minions 3 leaked via test screening recording. How the fuck does this happen? Test screenings are always common for most films. Early drafts to see how the general public feels about the product. Makes sense. Someone could just leak an audio for a huge film out there like Doomsday, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Dune 3. Any of these could be recorded during test screenings. But no, we can't have those leaking. We gotta have Minions 3 leaking instead. The entire audio for this shit has been sitting here for 8 months and nobody seems to care. This is genuinely so funny to me. But anyways, the 8 months since then have passed and the movie is finally here. Oh. Oh my god. Genuinely do not think anyone saw this coming. A Minions film getting really positive reception in the year of our Lord and Savior 2026. So, what did I think personally after paying good money to go see this shit 2 days early? Yeah, it was fine. This franchise has been in such decay to the point where a 6 out of 10 is an unexpected win for this IP. Obviously, it's not all that great, it's still incredibly messy at points, but I want to delve into the positives firstly, since this did end up feeling like a unique bit of fresh air into the franchise. The film follows a brand new trio of minions, James, Henry, and Ed, as they end up finding themselves in their minion tribe in 1920s Hollywood working for the film industry. Things end up going south for the minions though after they're fired from multiple film sets. From there, the trio decides to create their own movie that features monsters. They end up summoning their own Cthulhu named Gumi. Oh, we'll get to you later, don't you worry.
Hello, Tuesday.
And he helps them search for the biggest and scariest monsters for the movie, which, of course, things don't go so well after the monsters are unleashed. And from there, the classic minion shenanigans ensue. That's the basic recap of the premise. This is honestly the most unique and different film we've gotten in the franchise so far, because it's played out as a big love letter to classic Hollywood filmmaking, and honestly, that's one of the film's biggest strong suits. It was really neat seeing all the nods and references to multiple classic films like Casablanca and Citizen Kane, stuff like the utilization of the silent era when sound was first introduced for films. These nods never felt crammed in or in your face to serve as just reference slop. They honestly felt really sincere and from a place of passion and love for filmmaking. It helps introduce this type of stuff to a younger audience and possibly make them fall in love with the art of film. Which I know it's kinda silly to be saying this type of stuff when it's a Minions movie of all things, but I'm being so honest, this movie might be some kid's first time falling in love with the concept of filmmaking, and you know what? That's pretty special as someone who's incredibly interested in film. The protagonist of the film, James, is actually like an incredibly fun and charming character with, you know, a real motive and personality. I know that the Minions were never intended to be compelling or incredibly layered characters, but it's nice to see them finally do something interesting with them for once. It's so refreshing to give a shit about them. Listen, of course I enjoyed Bob, Kevin, and Stuart. They were charming and fun, but there was nothing really to them character-wise apart from being the cute trio. But with James, Henry, and Ed, they all have really unique personalities and you actually root for them in the story. In the first act, James is shown to be the outcast of the minion tribe. He usually coped by this by using his creativity a ton, especially in his sketchbook. His imagination comes in handy after the minions end up meeting Max, who wants them to help create movies together. It's sweet to see him get excited once he's finally able to showcase his creativity on set. And even by the third act, with all the chaos occurring, you still want James to succeed in getting his film made. It's honestly really endearing. His lover, I mean partner,
Henry!
is a neat character too. He doesn't go through a big arc or anything. He's a pretty simple character for the most part, but he still ends up being really likable. I honestly felt really bad for him once he caught on to the fact that the monsters weren't evil. He still wants James to film his movie, but he seriously doesn't want him to get hurt in any way. Unfortunately, the main three feel a lot less like a trio compared to the previous trio, since it feels like Ed was kind of an afterthought, since most of the film spends time with Henry and James till the monster stuff kicks in. Ed isn't even in the third act battle till it's revealed that he was still rolling the film the entire time. Since I brought him up though, Ed is a pretty charming character. His character is deaf and he uses sign language to communicate with the others, which was honestly a really sweet addition. It's nice to teach a young audience about this condition. It's really cute. This is like the first film in the franchise since Despicable Me 2 where it follows a coherent plot and narrative for the most part. After the first 40 minutes, the film segues into two plot structures. Plot A with the trio trying to film their own monster movie, and Plot B with Dick and the rest of the minion tribe finding a quote-unquote robot leader named Dor, believing he has the chance to be their next big boss. You see, you actually have a healthy amount of subplots that end up being decently engaging and not annoying bullshit that adds to nothing in the plot apart from it being filler. Both of these plots wrap up and tie in together in a satisfying way by the third act and never felt that unfocused or convoluted, unlike the other films from this franchise. Personally, one of these was more interesting than the other one, and that was probably the Dort side plot. Being so honest, I was not expecting this random robot dude who was barely in the marketing to be the surprise highlight of the movie. He's honestly really charming. I'm just a complete sucker for robot characters in media, so as soon as this guy was introduced, I was immediately won over by his sweet demeanor. Jesse Eisenberg is finally back doing another voice acting role. His last one was in 2014 with Rio 2, you know, the franchise based on the Angry Birds game.
I'm invincible.
He gave a decent performance as Blue, but he really knocks it out of the park with Dort. He's doing a really unique and different voice this time around. It's hard to tell that he's voicing the character. Also, I want to bring this up because it's really funny to me. Someone on the red carpet premiere of the film asked Jesse for the reason why he wouldn't be returning as Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Reckoning, aka the standalone sequel to The Social Network, and he said that he didn't want to be associated with the character anymore. The question of, oh, would you like to return as the evil rich corporate billionaire? Such a serious discussion on the fucking red carpet of Minions 3.
Minions 3?
Yeah, in this one, Gru has been replaced by Harvey Weinstein.
Near the third act, Dora and the other minions end up meeting Debbie, who's a women's rights activist who soon ends up falling in love with Dora, person who thinks robots are crackable. This side plot, while not all that needed or amazing, was honestly really cute. Kinda feels like filler, but I would rather have charming and entertaining filler than any other sloppy garbage side quest that was happening the past 4 films in the franchise. The two shared some sweet chemistry together, and if Dora and Debbie had kids, then that means Dort, my man. Oh yeah, they visit Dort's apartment at one scene, and his roommate looks like Herb from the first Minions. I'm pretty sure they just reused his asset because that's just fucking Herb. He looks like a stoner now. What happened to him? Now, the other side plot, on the other hand, Goomy. That's all I have to say.
Every monster sealed inside the spellbook is a savage beast.
This monster subplot is really weird because it's the fucking title of the movie and was featured all over the marketing as the big gimmick of the storyline, and the first monster is summoned around 45 minutes in. Trey Parker returns for the second time in this franchise as Goomy. This fucking thing. I have not been able to stop thinking about him since the first trailer came out. He's so funny to me for no reason.
The Minions and Monsters.
Yes, you are correct.
This is definitely a way more fitting role for Trey. He does a pretty solid job as Goomy. He's got some good line deliveries here.
To make your movie.
This little shit is on my Tomodachi Life Island, by the way. Nobody likes him. Everyone gets mad or uncomfortable when they talk to him. Nobody came to Goomy's birthday party. He was all alone. If we're speaking about him unironically, the character of Goomy is like fine, I guess. He works decently well as this maliciously conniving green booger creature, and I'm glad they didn't play him up as some dumb twist villain. No, it's just straightforward about it. His name includes the Deceiver in it. It's not some cliche surprise. Also, Christians have been taking this to an insane level. They think this movie is extremely demonic because it includes a witchcraft.
Right now, we're not angry enough because I came across the Minions versus Monster movie.
And the creature they summon, his full name in the movie is Gary Orkham Allen.
Nice little green blob which becomes their best friend for the rest of the movie. They're selling toys for it. They're not even hiding it anymore.
This is cartoon. No, they are doing seance witchcraft. I want you to see this little clip. This is very serious.
They're trying to fucking cancel the Minions. Why are we doing this? They're trying to, I hear Gen Z's trying to cancel Gooby. Once he's introduced, there's like 35 minutes left in the runtime, so the film is just rushing through this monster conflict. He's just not in the film a ton for me to truly say he's all that great of an antagonist. It feels like halfway through the movie's script, the writers were like, ah shit, we forgot to have a villain in the story. Let's do that now. As much as I did like the charming and simple first act, it really did feel like it needed to be trimmed down by like 10 minutes or so just so we can develop the actual thread of the narrative. After the trio summons Goomy, they head to some mountains and unleash Howard and Philip. Characters I don't really have much to say apart from that I like their performances from King George and Brown Among Us.
Greetings, human king.
No, it's inhumane. Feel euphoric.
I feel euphoric.
And I think their designs are pretty neat. They seriously don't really do much here, I'm gonna be so honest. Since I brought up the designs of these guys, I should mention the animation and visuals. I honestly think this is the second best looking film in the franchise behind Rise of Gru. The lighting really brought the setting of Hollywood to life in a pretty atmospheric way that's genuinely unique for this franchise. Going from 4, which is just so incredibly unappealing and boring, to now in Minions and Monsters, it's really refreshing. Like, wow, it actually looks like a real theatrical film. Y'all just gotta hear me out on these designs, though. Come on, it's genius.
There goes John Jacob Jingle Heider Schmidt.
Another positive feat for this film is that it's consistently pretty funny for a majority of the first and third act. Second act is more focused on the narrative and the two side plots, so the humor isn't a major focus for a while, but I wouldn't be lying if I said I was having a good time with the jokes.
contradict yourself.
Slapstick comedy has kind of been a dying art form, so I'm glad that the Minions thankfully can shed some light on this type of humor. Only other major animated property I can think of that's shined in its slapstick is probably the Looney Tunes, but unfortunately, The Day the Earth Blew Up did really bad at the box office, and I doubt Coyote vs. Acme will be any different as much as I want that one to do well. So it's fun to see the Minions continue to succeed at this while still being able to attract crowds to the theaters. I will say though that the first 20 minutes or so don't feel as fresh as the rest of the film does. It kind of just feels like an extended cut of the opening of Minions 2015, since it's just a montage of them looking for the biggest bosses. Feels like it's just reheating the same nachos since it worked well enough in that film they were like, fuck it, let's do it again. And honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about the whole movie inside of a movie aspect of this film, since once it's finished, it's revealed that it was a project that James and the others were filming the entire time. Gumi is even on the set. What the fuck? I thought he abstracted. On one hand, the continuity of this film was already really weird since it takes place in the 20s, while the other Minion films take place in the 60s and 70s. Wait, what the fuck? So setting the timeline of this franchise even more back was pretty jarring. So if it was all just a movie being filmed the entire time, I guess it doesn't make it canon, so it's not something to be really worked up about. But at the same time, it kind of feels like a cop-out, and nothing in the past hour and a half even mattered. This ending was also in the leaked audio version from the test screening, but that one also included an alternate version of the ending where James didn't earn the Oscar, and honestly I kinda wish they kept that since it is a sweet message. Even if you don't achieve every goal, the main takeaway would have been the process and the enjoyment you gained out of making the film. But no, we can't have that message. We gotta rush to the ending where Gumi screams, "Credit!" A handful of things were also cut from the test screening to the actual finished film. The journey with Gumi to the mountains would have been a bit longer. There's a couple of shots in the first trailer that clearly show what scenes with him ended up being cut. They got rid of all that stuff for the stupid shark scene. We could have had more iconic niche Gumi lines, but I guess we can't always have nice things in life. Those are the biggest takeaways that I have to say for this, honestly. It's a unique, charming entry in the franchise with a really solid trio and fun premise. But it's ultimately brought down a bit by the same few things that have plagued these movies for years now, even if it is the best one since Despicable Me 2. It feels so weird seeing a film like this get a ton of praise. I guess it is getting a bit of a pass from a lot of critics and movie buffs since it is a big love letter to film history. Now, for this movie's box office, I'm not really sure how it's gonna end up looking by the end of its theatrical run. The last film in this franchise to hit $1 billion was Despicable Me 3 in 2017, and from there, Rise of Gru and Despicable Me 4 are in the $900 million range. Minions and Monsters, though, has had the lowest opening weekend of the franchise since the first Despicable Me, with only 61 million worldwide, which is kinda not the best for these films. So far, it's made around 160 million as of when I'm recording this.
Update, it's currently at 413 million. This video is very late, as you can tell.
This film had an alleged budget of 85 million, which is decently reasonable. Off topic, but Toy Story 5 had a fucking estimated budget of $250 million. Like, how does this happen? Bad Bunny was not needed to blow a budget on this thing.
That's right, pizza with sunglasses.
But with a smaller budget, I'm not super worried about the return of this film since it's gonna be a success either way. Minions are very loved internationally, so I think the overseas box office will definitely help carry the income, but I personally think this movie will cross only over around 600 or 700 million, honestly. Like, still, that's a pretty hefty profit, but for this franchise, it's a really noticeable disappointment. I honestly kinda blame this on Despicable Me 4, since it's only been a 2-year gap between the last entry, so there probably wasn't a desire for another one of these from the general audience. If it kept its 2027 release date, I feel like more people would show up since it's a decently bigger gap. But the sooner this film got here, the less of a demand there was for another one of these, it seems. Although recently Chris Meledandri came out and said there's currently no plans for another entry of this franchise for now. They said they haven't found the right story yet for another film, whether it's Despicable Me 5 or Minions 4, which, you know what? Good. I'm really hoping it's a long few years till they find the right premise that warrants another entry rather than a rushed cash grab. Personally, I really don't want Despicable Me 5. These films have run so dry and have not been able to capture any of the charm that they originally had. I would say the same thing for the Minion spin-offs, but being so honest, this trilogy has been way better than anything Despicable Me has turned out in the past few years. So as much as I wouldn't mind this being the last solo Minions film, if they offer a fun premise for 4 and give it a few years for a release, then sure, I'm down for it, I guess. It's so funny how the minions were the things that were most hated on at first in this franchise, but now it's turned around and become the most well-received and respected part of these films instead of the mainline series. I'm not really sure what Universal will take away with the slight disappointment of Minions and Monsters. I think the minion craze has just slightly died down. They're still really popular and all, but I think the over-reliance on them has kinda soured on many people. That Minions Land they opened in their Florida park has not been very well received by most. I wanted to bring this up because I have the chance to mention this fucking thing. But that about wraps it up for this deep dive into this really bizarre franchise. There's probably gonna be a long wait till the next entry, and I think that's for the better. It's too soon for these yellow pills to return on screen again. Anyways, thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Wait!
Who the fuck was that?
This isn't over. It's my time to shine. Move, bitch. We're not done yet. Roll the short, please. Oh my goom, it's finally here! My feature film debut. I don't know why it's called Minions and Monsters though. It should be called Goomy and Friends instead. Those yellow turds don't deserve the star or power. Why did Kevin abstract? Oh my glove, all these buckets aren't me! It's all the Minions. They should have had a Dune 3 type bucket for me so people can stick their Toy Story 5. I heard Toby Fox wasn't in that one. This movie was kinda mid though. What do you have to say, Buzz? You're an asshole. I'm so fucking scared. OMG, they got the gooey greed, my goop, my piss, free for anyone to sip on. Oh my lord, he's so hot. Hear me out.
They all say that.
My name isn't anywhere on this poster. I'm gonna sue you, Chris Meledandri.
That the voice of
Goomy
is Donald Glover.
Oh my gosh, I'm here. I don't want to be late. Oh man, best seats in the house. So, anyone excited for my movie? Tough crowd, huh? Okay, let's see what everyone is saying about my debut film. I gotta check Rotten Tomatoes.
Put your phone away. I will grab your mouth tail and shove you up my butt.
That's actually really arousing. If you keep on disrespecting me, I'm gonna have to call my lawyer. Do you know who I am? I am Gary Orkham Oliver. Ugh, that bitch smelled like cottage cheese. Ugh, what about you? You don't want to mess with me, huh? You look like a Byler fan. It's me! Me! I made the film! That's bullshit! Mister, if I'm gonna enjoy my film, I need you to be respectful to me!
I'll stop shoving up my butt then. Let's shove you into your own popcorn.
Wait, no! Fine! Since you two big man-handling weirdos won't stop harassing me, then I'll just sit back and enjoy the previews to take my mind off. Oh my goomy, it's Angry Birds 3! Red. Fucked! Red, my man! Oh my golly gee, what do you think about that cottage cheese, man? I got a wicked phone. Oh my god, it's starting, everyone! Enjoy my wonderful performance! Okay, fine. You assholes need to learn some theater etiquette. Aw, man. Rest in peace, the Queen. Sad she couldn't get a chance to see Black Adam in theaters October 21st.
Time for India versus Pakistan.
Oh, it's me! It's me! Goomy has appeared on the big...
Shut the fuck up!
Okay, bitch! Why, Irene? Okay, kinda bad. This cannot be happening! No, this isn't right. I'm supposed to be the winner of the story. This is some fucking slut! What the fuck? That was bullshit! That was the worst movie I've ever seen! I was barely in it! I was only in the last 35 minutes! Ah! Horrendous movie! I gotta head over to Illumination and write a complaint because I straight up lied and I was all over the marketing and I was only in the third act!
Perfectly good movie, but you wouldn't shut the fuck up!
No, please! You gotta agree with me! I need more screen time for the Goomy Yumi shippers!
You asked for this.
Stop! My Goomy insides!
You will never speak in a movie again!
No! Ow! I'm gonna vomit Goomy Goo! Please stop! No, not the cottage cheese sticks! Stop waterboarding me, you big weirdos!
5 hours later.
Are they gone? It's finally over. The Goomy torture is over. Ah, shit!